I am the wife of a recovering addict. I wish I would have known what the problem was sooner. Our relationship took a big turn for the worst. I had no idea really what was going on or why there was so much difficulty or why he was so angry. And when I started to figure everything out and things started to piece together, I just wish I could have helped sooner. I started calling around different facilities in Winnipeg, and my biggest challenge was to try to get my husband to be sober for a minimum of 10 days so that he could get into a treatment facility. If I could keep my husband sober for 10 days, I don't think I would have needed a treatment facility in the first place. There's an amazing mental health component to Aurora. I think it's really important because if you treat addiction and you just, drugs are bad, don't do drugs, but why are you doing them? What's wrong? What's the reason behind stuff? What's going on? I think that people don't talk about that enough. I think that it's one of the main reasons that people have problems and relapses is because they don't know why. So I called Aurora, and at this point, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty desperate. As much as I love my husband, at that point in time, our relationship had degraded so much. I just wanted to get him help so that he wouldn't die when I left him. So I called Aurora, and I spoke to Ian Rapp, and it was the first hope that I had had in such a long time. He told me that he could be admitted today, and none of the other places that I had called, there's wait lists, you need to be clean for so many days, but Aurora has an amazing detox facility, so they're able to bring addicts in and watch them and monitor them and help them detox in a at least safe environment. So upon speaking with Ian, I sort of started to have a plan in place. He told me that he could be taken immediately. I got off the phone with him and I called our good friend, and we tried to make an intervention happen. When I first started going to visit my husband, I didn't know what to expect when I got to Aurora. Personally, I'm not good with social settings. So to sit in the big group and go around and say, "Hi, I'm Tabitha. This is why I'm here," and to ask questions and to share wasn't easy for me. But then I started to hear the story of the mom and the story of the brother, and I realized that it didn't matter who it was that was sitting around the circle, the pain was the same. And that I didn't feel so alone anymore. And when I started not feeling so alone, the stigma started to fall away. When the stigma starts to fall away, you feel as though you can do something about it. And you can tell your story, and then by talking to people and interacting, and you're healing and you're getting better and you're helping the person that's sitting next to you because they felt that way, but they didn't want to say anything because they don't know that other people are feeling the same way as them. I learned a lot about myself and why I do the things that I do. Which I thought was interesting because I was here to support my husband, so I thought that it was, all about him, and that I didn't really need any work to do, or that I wasn't necessarily contributing, but actually I was contributing, and I wasn't contributing to the addiction or the problem. I mean, you can't control it, I didn't cause it, that's not my thing. In that 3-day program, in the beginning of the program, I found it very difficult to believe and to swallow the fact that addiction is a disease. The reason I felt that way was because I too have childhood traumas. I suffer with some mental health issues as well, and I am not an addict. So why is he an addict and not me is basically how I felt. Once I started learning and seeing like the science behind some of the things and how things rewire your brain and how you're predisposed to it based on genetics and just the way your household works, things became clear on how it is actually like a disease and how people need to start thinking of it as a disease, because it's not a choice. Maybe in the beginning it was a choice, maybe that first beer was a choice that one time, but that 10th and 12th one wasn't. Everything's changed. First and foremost, I have hope for tomorrow. Instead of not wanting to deal with whatever tomorrow brings, I actually am hopeful for tomorrow. It gave me everything back. It gave me my husband. It gave me the man I fell in love with. The person I know. It gave my son's father